So I thought I'd give you guys a chance to take a look at this in some action. Sorry for the bad quality here. This is my first attempt at a video. Hope you like the music. So anyhow, this is the first prototype of the T-34C nose gear for the SPM model, and I'm just going to kind of spin it around here a little bit so you can get to see some of the various components of it. A couple of the changes that I made from the prototype on this particular one is tighter fitting pivots right here, for one thing, and I made a change to the way this is all machined so that it's a simpler operation. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. This is all chromoly 4130 sides, chromoly or cold rolled steel components. There's very little aluminum in here. There's very little of anything other than chromoly and cold rolled steel. The cylinder is a 5/8 inch Robart cylinder. It's been modified to take off 39, or excuse me, a little over 1/3 of an inch of travel, so that it when it folds up completely into the casing or into the side frames. The other piece that's on here that I didn't make is the scissor piece here, which again is from Robart. The rest of this is all items that have been either machined by me or were obtained when I purchased the rights and the remaining parts for this gear. What you'll see here is a couple of interesting little things. I did make some changes here. This is all a oil-like bushing now instead of just a steel piece, so that it'll have a little bit better wear resistance on the tube. We've got a couple of centering springs here in the front, so that as the folding starts, then this will stay centered as it does the retraction, since there's nothing holding onto the steering mechanism. Here on the top here, you'll see the steering mechanism. This actually is inside here that you've got your spring. There's a centering, or there's a spacer in here that blocks it in. This is all replaceable and serviceable components. And you'll see here, hopefully, that this pin, when it rolls in, will hit against this particular yoke back here that actually drives the steering mechanism. So when this locks in, then you'll see here that I've got a good steering mechanism. You'll see that this is actually a fairly strong spring here by design. I don't have the exact ratings off the top of my head, but I'll get those and post them at some point. Basic idea would be to mount the servo either up here on the side somewhere, probably back into this area here, so that it can drive this. You'll see here that this is all nice and solid. There's not a lot of play in any of these components, but it's a nice smooth operating mechanism. So I'm going to just use my finger here to drive this. You'll see here that it pulls it right up in here nicely with just my thumb pressure. So the 5/8 inch cylinder that comes from Robart will be more than enough to actually drive this particular component. So, again, thanks for hanging in there with me as I went through this whole ordeal of building these up. One piece left on this gear, which is to build the axle for this, which is just a threaded piece or a threaded piece that'll fit in here with a washer type cut on the end of it, so it holds the wheel in place. I'll have them sized for the Robart, or for the wheels that I'm going to use, and I'll show those here later. All of these parts, like I said, are serviceable. We've got the gear doors mounted right on here, or the gear door connection mounted right on here already, ready to go. It's a nice scale design. It matches up, if you look at the pictures, it matches up very well from a scale design perspective. And the side frames are set up specifically to mount within the Scale Pursuit Models side frames, or into the mounts as outlined in the manual. So, I hope that the handful that I've got built here, once I get them all done, I could show, or we can get a few of these Scale Pursuit model planes up into the air. They're nicely done kits. I think Wade did an outstanding job of laying it together with the unique construction that's there. So you know, I'm actually really eager to get these gear done, get them distributed to a few of the guys that have the kit, and also continue on the build of my own, just so that you know, we could finally get some of these planes up in the air. And you know, I've been working on mine since '09. Had a house build in the middle, so I'm a little bit slow, but I guess everything works out for the right in the end, and that allowed me to get the designs here. It allowed me to provide the right, you know, or provide these gears to people that had taken the leap on purchasing Wade's kits. So anyhow, hope this is a little bit better demonstration than all of the just pictures that I've been posting, and give you a better sense of how this all goes together. Feel free to provide any comments that you might have on my post on rcscalebuilder.com. If you're not familiar with rcscalebuilder.com, make sure you take the time to take a look at it. It's a great scale resource site, and you know, take the time to become a site member. I think it's a valuable resource, and you know, I've learned an enormous amount from the various members that have taken the time to contribute on there. So you know, take advantage of that great resource. Thank you.